All right. I think I've got everything set up correct. Nope. I've already made a mistake. Hang on a second. I see exactly what's going on here. Just give me a second. Because I don't have that. There we go. Up and all right. We're already off to a fantastic start. Give me 1 second. I apologize. Oh my lord, it's like I've never streamed before. There we go. Now you can see me. Okay. Perfect. All right. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's see how this goes. So welcome on in, everybody. For those of you that are new here, which is probably going to be most of you because this is the first YouTube stream that I've done. My name is Cross Hyperu. What we do here is VATSIM 101. And normally how it works is most of my content, as you guys have probably seen from any of the YouTube videos that I've been putting out over the last couple of years, a lot of it focuses on the pilot side of what it is that we do here at VATSIM. Recently, I have gotten my S1 rating as an air traffic controller, which means that I can handle ground control and clearance delivery services at airports within the ZKC RTAC. So trying out something a little new with VATSIM 101 from the ATC side of things. But just like any other stream that we do, how this is designed is that at any point throughout the course of the stream, you can ask any questions that you have about VATSIM, and then, we'll certainly be able to help you out with that. And I do apologize if there's any clunkiness with the stream here today. Like I said, this is my first YouTube stream, so I'm very much kind of learning how all of this works. Most of the content, I shouldn't say most, it's all of the streaming content that I do is usually over on Twitch, but I figured we'll explore the YouTube side of things and we'll see, how much better this really is from what I'm hearing from a lot of other creators that are out there. So we are signed into Wichita right now. We were supposed to go into Kansas City, but there is another controller that is handling ground over there, so you can't really have two ground controllers at the same time in Kansas City. So what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and get everything activated, and we will get ourselves going. And it usually takes about maybe 20 minutes for things to kind of start speeding up as people start to realize that we're home here at the airport. But any of you guys that are out there, if you're thinking about flying out today, feel free, come on into Wichita, and we will certainly be able to help you. So I have the ATIS that is up. Torch and Aleskis, hello, good to see you guys out there. So we have our ATIS. What is this? Okay, here we go. Yeah, so we are going north visual because it is visual conditions out there. Whoops, I screwed something up in my strips here. Yeah, we're off to a stellar start here. Edit label. Cool. It changed the font on it. Whatever, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, there we go. I fixed it. All right, I'm going to move this off to the other screen here. And we do have a center that is online. So that's exciting. We'll have a little bit of departure action along with us here. Yeah, so we're going to be on runway. Yeah, we'll take off on one left and one right, and then we'll do, yeah, so the runway crossings are going to be interesting. So yeah, I may have to utilize the text chat for some of that, but it's all good. Oh, where's the chat's right here? Let me put this over here where it's not in the way of anything. Is this working? Okay, my push to talk is working. So hopefully we don't really run into any technical issues. I think the only thing that might happen is that the first plane that calls in, you guys might not be able to hear it. Because I don't know if those settings are set up right. I set up the CRC on my old PC. And, like everything else, I forgot what half the stuff I set it to were. So, there may be a little bit of an issue from that, but that's going to be a very easy fix. I say very easy fix. Every time I say, oh, it's going to be an easy fix, I end up breaking something beyond all repair. So, we'll see. So, we're like 10 minutes in, and I haven't broken anything yet. So, we're off to a good start so far. I got my coffee. I've got my water. I've got all the essentials. So we're probably going to go for about 2 hours today. I haven't really decided on how long it is I'm going to be running the stream for. Most streams that I do, they're anywhere between like 3 and 4 hours. But for today, it might be a little bit shorter. Really all just kind of depends on what kind of traffic flow that we get in here. You should try streaming Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Yeah, I eventually want to. I just have to look into how multi-streaming works and what people are using for it. You know, that's very much a completely different process. So there's a couple of different ones that I have found, that software that people use, but I'm going to talk to more people that do multi-streaming and find out which one works the best. You know, like I said, there's a little bit more that goes into that. But I really wanted to try the YouTube thing to see how the whole YouTube ecosystem works. And, you know, that way, if there is anything that goes wrong with the YouTube stream, at least I can kind of like figure it all out without having to worry about, like, you know, another stream going on a different platform. So just kind of make sure that everything runs smoothly here. And then after today, I mean, I do plan on doing more YouTube streams, obviously. I just don't know if I'm going to do them at the, like, you know, how long it's going to be before I actually start multi-streaming. But, you know, I will, you know, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But this is really more just kind of like testing, you know, the whole YouTube ecosystem itself. And making sure that, you know, everything is set correctly. Like I said, instead of, you know, having two different streams and then one just kind of sitting there watching me, you know, troubleshoot YouTube stuff, you know, I can kind of just focus on YouTube. But we'll see. We'll see how things work. So yeah, like I said, it usually starts out pretty slow, and then once people start to realize that we're here, then they'll start loading in. I think the last time we did Wichita Ground, we had a pretty good turnout, but it did take a little bit for people to start showing up. So yeah, these are all the gates right here. So the cargo ramp is over here, then this is where all the GA stuff sort of spawns in. But all the airlines are going to spawn somewhere out over here. I don't think anybody has any flight plans that are... Yeah, there aren't, and there isn't anybody that's planning on flying into or out of here. Like, I don't see any flight plans that are filed and no inbound planes that are up in the sky that are making their way down here. But, you know, we're not in a rush. We're just going to sit here and chill for a little bit. Oh, by the way, the issues that I was having Friday night with, you know, over on Twitch with the frames dropping and the internet kind of becoming unstable. So it was relatively unstable for the rest of the night. You know, I hopped into VR and I got timed out a couple of times. And, yeah, for the most part, it went pretty like uneventfully, but there was a few times where I just got like timed out, and then probably around like, I want to say midnight is sort of when it stopped. I woke up yesterday and I was you know, just getting things ready on the computer to start, you know, playing some games or whatever before I started doing chores, and the internet kept, like, the internet on the PC, like this little, you guys could probably see because I have my toolbar showing, but like this little internet thing that's down here that tells you that, like, that there's like a connection. That would like disconnect for a couple of seconds and then it would reconnect. And it was doing that like every 10 minutes. And I was sitting there, you know, I tried reinstalling drivers. I reset the modem. I reset the router. And I was like, what is going on? I was like, maybe it's just like a glitch with the computer or something. So I ran a speed test, and it just so happened that as I was running that speed test, it disconnected and reconnected again. And it just like dropped everything to zero. I said, okay, this is clearly a problem. Like, something is going on. So I called up the internet people, and the guy looked at the modem. He's like, yeah, he's like, the signal looks good. He's like, but you're dropping a ton of packets. So they just reset the signal to the modem, and for the rest of the day yesterday, I didn't have any issues. And then today, so far, you know, I've been lucky. I'm going to say I've been lucky because if I start saying good things, it's immediately going to start breaking. So we all know how that works. So yeah, it was just for whatever reason the signal coming to the router was bad, or to the modem, router, whatever. Listen, to me, it's all the same stuff. The amount of stuff that I learned about how internet works over the past year, just fighting Spectrum, I definitely learned a lot more than I thought I was going to. And it's like anything else. It's like, oh, I know all this stuff that I did. I kind of wish I didn't know as much as I do. It's like cars. It's like, oh yeah, I know all this stuff about cars. Yeah, let me tell you how much I wish I didn't know how as much about cars as I do. Cars ruined my life. I don't have music playing because I don't know like what the rules with music on YouTube is. Like on Twitch, you know, you guys know I use Pretzel Rocks, and that's like they give you a license for that, so you can use all their stuff. But I don't know what the music rules on YouTube are. I know that YouTube's a little bit more strict. So I figure for the first stream, let's try not to get banned or like, you know, copyright struck or something like that. So I opted to run no music for right now. But I'll definitely do a lot more research into all the YouTube stuff. You know, I know enough to not get me in trouble with things that I say. But as far as everything else, like even just like setting up the broadcast, like I was like looking at it yesterday. I said, oh my God, like it's a little bit more of a process to get a YouTube stream set up than it is for Twitch. Yeah, I'm just like looking at some of like the options I could put. Like I have like a control panel thing. I don't know what that does. It's just kind of like sitting there. There's a lot of different things. Oh, I guess that's I guess that's what do we got? Jesus. Kind of like the Twitch analytics thing. Yeah, it's like showing like the concurrent viewers and all that stuff. Okay, yeah, so that's definitely a doc I'm gonna get rid of. Because that kind of stuff, like, that doesn't bother me. Like I don't focus on numbers. I focus on having fun. What's up, Mike? Cross the controller. Yeah, this is I think the second stream that I've done as a controller. I figure a little Sunday afternoon stream. We'll see if we get any. I'm sure we're gonna get people out here. It's just gonna be a matter of how long and how many. But yeah, nothing that's scheduled in here yet. Originally, I was supposed to do Kansas City, but somebody was on it, and somebody, yeah. So I was just like, all right, we'll just switch over to Wichita. So I guess I can't really go like dead set as to what airport I'm going to do, because there's always the possibility that somebody could just, you know, take it out from underneath me. But yeah, it was like, you know, like MCI and Wichita I know pretty well because those are the airports that I went through my training in. One of these days I got to do Tulsa. That's what I got to do. I got to do Tulsa. They not have pre-booking, and I'm sure they do. But I just don't know how to do it. But I put in the Discord last night. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do VATSIM ATC at MCI at 1800 Zulu. But like, it is what it is. It's really not that big of a deal. Like if I have to switch airports, I switch airports. I really don't care. But I was looking forward to like doing an MCI stream because MCI is a bigger airport. You know, you do PDCs there, so there's a lot more that you can do. Trying to look for the the SOPs. I think it's VFRs are at or below 4 and IFRs are at or below it's to 5, right? Yeah, I have to look at this. I'm just looking at this. Where is that? I must have went past it. How does everything sound? Like, you guys can hear me okay? I mean, I'm assuming so because you guys are talking in the chat. I'm trying to find. Yeah, that's the routing. Sound fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, the only thing I don't know is if the sound settings for like the CRC are correct. So like I said, like the first plane that calls in, you may or may not hear it. Which if you don't, it's a very easy fix for me to do, but I think I have everything set up correctly. Where is, I swear to God, like... Yeah, so IFRs, it's 5,000. And then VFRs, it's 3,000. It's assign all VFR jets. Okay, so it's jets 5,000 and props 3,000. Okay. And then IFRs, it's, yeah, 5,000. All IFRs shall be assigned 5,000. Or lower requested cruise altitude. So, yeah. All that is good. What I really want to do is I want to look into, like, getting into, like, a tower view. As opposed to doing, like, a top-down kind of thing. What I would really like to do is build, like, a tower setup in my room. That doubles as like a radar room. So it'd be kind of like how how I had it in school. We had like a tower cab, and then we had like a separate radar room, which the radar room is very easy to make. Like I can make that. I mean, realistically, like my desk setup right now, like is basically like kind of like how the setup was in the radar room. With the exception of there was like a separate screen for the flight strips. But like, if I can build like a tower cab in like the corner of the room. Oh, okay, so that, I don't think you guys heard that, but I think that's because the mix, because that comes through the web browser. Give me a second here. Whoops, what am I doing? Because there was a flight strip that just came through. DHL 44 Tango. Okay, whoops, all right, well. So that's just because the browser doesn't come through on the stream, and I have that. Well, yeah, I have that like that for a reason. So yeah, I'll just keep that off. And really, the reason is in case I pull up like a video or something, and there's like a copyrighted sound in there, you guys won't hear it right away. I don't think that. Initial fix is correct though. His first, was that Cody? I don't think that's a proper fit. Yeah, no, that's gonna have to get changed. So he's got Cody. Yeah, so I'm just gonna have to. So this is where I use SkyVector for this stuff. So we're going from ICT, and what was his arrival? Was it Bermuda? TNCM? Oh, St. Martin. Okay, so TNCM, and then let's put in his route. I could just do Cootie. So if I just do Cootie, and then I know you guys can't see because I don't know like what I can and can't show you as far as like because like this, I'm like looking at like an official document. So he's going southeast. So can I send him to Jamie? So no, Jamie is like super south. So that'd be more like to the east. So is that there's Rockney? Yeah, that's not like a good one. That's like north. All right. So what about Burden? Can I send him to Burden? I can. I can send him to, no, that's where's Burden? Oh, because I did it wrong. Yeah. I can do Burden and then out to. But why is it's weird. The way it's planning this is weird. So that is, yeah, that's Burden. So like I'm looking at like this. So, oh, wait a minute. What did I do? Oh, I see what I did. Hang on a second. So this one, yeah. So like this is like his first fix is Cootie, and then that's this right here is Burden. So that's why I don't know why it's going there and then back. That's not how I did it. It's very interesting, but why the hell? Hang on a minute. So if I do, let me just do this again. So that's Cootie out there. Oh, I think I know why, because I have to put it before it. Yeah, see, like, I'm learning. Burden. Why can't I go? All right, how about Jesus Christ? Burden and then Cootie. Well, how come you're not letting me put in Burden first? There we go. All right, yeah, then it's Burden, so that's good. I think it's Burden and then Shelly. Yeah, Burden and then Shelly. Yeah, that's like the route that it has to be. And then to Cootie. So I can do... He hasn't even, like, loaded in yet, so I'll wait till he gets in, and then I'll add that to his flight plan. So Burden, Shelly, and then Cootie, and then it's filed. That'll be a nice, easy one. Because we have different, like, departure gates coming out of the airport just for, like, flow. So, like, if you're flying in a certain direction, whether it's north, south, east, or west, there's certain fixes that you have to fly to in order to depart, like, from the airspace. So that's like, what I'm going through. So, like, Cootie is not a proper one. It's, like, it's already past, like, all the departure gates. So flying to the east, it's either Rockney, which is like more, it's like to the northeast, and then Burden and Shelly brings you down to the southeast, and then right after Shelly was Cootie. So all I have to do is just add those to his flight plan. And then with Wichita, there's no PDCs, so everything is verbal. Which, in my opinion, makes it a lot more fun. I mean, I'm sure it would be very annoying if it was like in the middle of a Friday night up and you didn't have the ability to do PDCs. But, you know, for me right now, like working some of these smaller airports with not a whole lot of traffic, the, you know, the verbal stuff makes it more fun. But I could definitely understand working something like St. Louis or MCI during like an FNO. I could see how that would get very annoying very, very fast. Oh, there's the Alfonso. Oh, question marks. We don't have an aircraft. Oh, A330. There we go. So now we can go like this. And then what I'll do is I will add Burden and then Shelly. And then he's flying to the east, so that's 390. That's a proper altitude. Going to St. Martin in the A330. Okay. So we'll add that little amendment right there. And then... Beautiful. So that is DHL. DHL is just DHL, right? Because I know DHL has like 17 different subsidiaries. They all have different calls. Like DLH is Lufthansa. So yeah, DHL. I wonder, I think I may know who this is. Ooh, cool beacon code, 2112. It's a good song. Good song by a good band. Oh my god, I gotta put like some WD-40 on this microphone. You guys hear that? Hang on a minute. I'm gonna let the noise gate shut. Okay, so the noise gate doesn't actually pick it up, but like I saw like when I was moving it, like before the noise gate shut, like this, you could hear the squeaking. It's like I have a freaking rat in my my setup. Yeah, so this is all looking good. Now we'll just wait until they call for a clean. It's probably going to be a little bit. Yeah, they load in, they fire up the plane, assuming that like they just loaded in cold and dark and they didn't, you know, prep the plane beforehand. It's kind of like what I do. I like usually I first load into the sim and then connect to VATSIM and then I file the flight plan. Either way, I mean, you could do it either way. Like there was one of the first times I logged on to, I think it was either Wichita or maybe in Kansas City, where there was a flight plan that was already in there. Like this person filed their flight plan like 4 hours in advance. Now, the only thing I don't know is potentially how loud the volume is going to be. So I'll have my mixer toggle ready to go just in the event that it comes in too loud. Just absolutely blast the eardrums of everybody. Let me just double check my settings here. So we have, I think it's under general settings. So yeah, we have all of this good. Yeah, I think all of this is fine. I think this is the way that it's supposed to be. And then if I go to the sound mixer, if I go to CRC, yeah, that's all set to the same thing, and so is the ATIS. So like when the ATIS beeps at me when it's about to update, you guys should be able to hear that too. And then to get, yeah, I have to contact Radar West. So if I just, yeah, so I'll have that open so that way I can get my runway crossing clearance when the time comes. Because I do have to get clearance from the center controller. I'm not sure who it is that's on center right now. I just see their CID. I don't see their like their name.
Wichita Ground, good afternoon. DHL 44 Tango, radio check, please.
DHL 44 Tango 5x5.
Amazing, thank you.
All right, so looks like you guys are able to hear that. There, oh, that is you? Okay, cool. So I'll just send you like text when I'm getting ready to cross people over that runway. Right now, it's only just going to be this one person, so I'm going to have them take off on one left. One left. A little choir, but was audible. Yeah. I turned the mixer volume up, so it should come through louder next time. I saw it didn't even get into the yellow on the like on the OBS thing, so I know it came in kind of low. So I have turned that up. What I should do is I should do like what I have on the mic. So I have a limiter on the mic. So if it gets above, I think it's like minus 10 decibels. Like it won't get above minus 10 decibels.
Wichita Ground, DHL 44 Tango. Information Alpha on board. Clearance to St. Martin, please.
And Lufthansa 44 Tango, I have a slight amendment to your routing. Just let me know when you're ready to copy. I guess he is ready to copy because...
Ready to copy 44 Tango.
At DHL 44 Tango, you are clear to the St. Martin Airport via radar vectors Burden. That's Bravo, Uniform, Romeo, Delta, November. Direct Shelley. That's Charlie, Hotel, Echo Lima India, direct Cootie, then as filed. Upon departure, maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 390, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 125.72. Squawk 2112.
Okay, so clear to St. Martin. Amendments are radar vectors to Burden, direct Charlie, direct Cootie, then as file. Departure frequency 125.72. Initial climb is 5,000. Expecting flight level 390, 10 minutes after departure. Squawking 2112 for 44 Tango.
DHL 44 Tango, read back correct. Thanks for Alpha. Push and starts at your discretion. Advise when ready to taxi.
Well, advise when ready to taxi. Thank you very much. 44 Tango.
Yeah, that's exactly who I think it is. That's Drek. I am 99% positive that is Drek. Okay, so we can get rid of that, and then we'll do this. So that one's cleared. We'll move that strip over. Yes, I saw a 330 flying in. It was a DHL. I'm like, there's no way that's not Drek. I can confirm that, though. They stream it. That's really the question. Probably. Oh, no. Doesn't look like it. So I cannot imagine it's going to take very long for the plane to start pushing back. So I'll just clear up my SkyVector thing. SkyVector comes in really good when it helps me figure out routing. So it looks like still no one else is planning to fly in or out just yet. Like I said, we're planning to go for about 2 hours, unless, like, you know, if at 2 hours we have a whole bunch of stuff that we're doing, we'll keep going. But we'll see. We'll see what today looks like. I mean, it's Easter Sunday. It's 2 o'clock, almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, people are probably not thinking about flying on a flight simulator, much less, you know, VATSIM. So I didn't really come on here, you know, expecting a whole lot to happen. But at least we, which, you know, it's probably not necessarily a bad thing, because, you know, if things start to go a little wonky with the whole, with like YouTube and stuff, at least, you know, I'm not going to be battling 75 planes trying to figure it out. Holidays are popular times for people who enjoy their hobbies. Yeah, but, you know, assuming that they're not like eating dinner with their families and stuff. You know, you like usually around this time, at least for us, like when I was a kid, at, you know, this time, you know, 2:40 in the afternoon, we were either on our way to wherever we were going, or like we were getting things set up for people to come over. And then dinner was usually at, like, I want to say like 4 or 5 o'clock. It's kind of like that with like Thanksgiving and Christmas too. Like, you're not eating like a super late dinner. Like, dinner's earlier in the day. So yeah, I mean, like looking at the radar, like there's a bunch of people that are on. There's some kind of like group flight or something going on over here in Vegas, it looks like. But I mean, if you're on the West Coast, it's still morning there. You know, it's 11:40 in the morning. So they're probably just just passing the time until they're going to wherever it is that they're going. But yeah, Easter was like never like a huge holiday for us. Like, the big holidays for my family were Thanksgiving and Christmas. Easter was just kind of like, you know, Easter was fun because we turned Easter egg hunting into a contact sport. The CEO's Christmas Easter, the CEO's Christmas Easter only people. What do you mean? Hopefully I can catch you after stream too, but hopefully I'll pick up as pilots see your control. Yeah, we'll be here for a little bit. Yeah, I don't really have anything planned for the rest of the day. Like after stream, I'll probably just make dinner. And then after that, I'll probably just be like BSing on some video games or something. I don't know if I'm gonna go in. I was in VR this morning with a friend. I don't know if I'm gonna go back on VR tonight. I may not. It really just sort of depends. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any plans. Which is why I decided to stream. I was like, hey, you know what? Sunday I'm not doing anything. Let's try a YouTube stream out. Let's see what happens. Oh, see, I thought you meant like CEOs. I'm like, what? Like what? What's the correlation? Yeah, CEOs Christmas Easter only. Yeah. Yeah, for us it was always Thanksgiving and Christmas were like the big holidays. And I enjoy Thanksgiving more than Christmas for some reason. Because like when I go back home for the holidays, it's like, I would much rather go back for Thanksgiving than Christmas. And I don't really know why. Like, I just know that I enjoy Thanksgiving more than Christmas, and I just never really been able to narrow down why. Just finished dinner a short time ago, so relaxing, can't make up my mind what to do. Yeah. I very often find myself with that same dilemma. Usually, if I'm just like bored out of my skull and I don't know what to do, I just find like a chore around the house to do. That's what I ended up doing. I think it was last weekend or the weekend before. I was like, oh my God, I'm so bored. I don't know what to do. I don't want to play any games. I don't know what to do. It's like, all right, well, I'm just going to do some stuff around the house. And then after that, I was like, yeah, this sucks. Now I'm ready to play video games. Oh, I got to put my RC car back together. I had to tear that thing apart again because I broke it at the track. So I just had to replace all the little pins in it. Might do some more photo editing. I don't know. Yeah. It's not a bad idea. Guess that's a way of doing it. Yeah. Stupid friggin' RC car. I tore it apart because I was racing it. I flipped the car over and then it started making like a ticking noise inside the transmission. I said, oh, that's not good. So not the transmission, it's the differential. So I think it was just like one of the pins that were, but I pulled it apart and all the pins looked like they were fine, but I'll just replace all of them. Say it's just annoying taking that thing apart. I mean, like putting it back together is not going to be that hard. I've done it like 4 or 5 times already. But it's just like I was not looking forward to tearing that car apart because I had that car apart like 2 weeks ago because I had to re-grease everything. And it's like, oh, great. First race, I have to tear this damn thing apart. Holiday weekend editing counts as work. For me, yeah. Well, that's like when I worked at the airport. It was like I was always working holidays. Christmases, Thanksgivings, Easters.
Just to confirm, there's one left for departure.
Yes, you can expect runway 1 left for departure.
Perfect, thank you. Pushing now.
Yeah, I probably should have said expect 1 left for departure. I mean, like it's just a longer runway, so like naturally that's what you're gonna get. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I did not pull up Navigraph to show me the chart. Yeah, I'll keep this off screen. Thought I had this up. I guess I did not. There we go. There they go. And we'll just bring them down, down Delta. Pretty easy taxi. This airport's not very complicated. What's up, James? Yeah, we're just trying it out. Really, today is more of just kind of like a test to see how things work. Yeah, the setup's a lot different than Twitch, just because it has a different control panel and all that stuff. But you know, even when I started on Twitch, it took me a little bit to figure all that out. Do all 3 runways count as active here, or is the diagonal one emergent? They're all active. Yeah, they're all active runways. Yeah, they don't really designate. Like in the US, I can't think of an airport that has a runway that's strictly just for like emergencies. They're all pretty much like if you see a runway at an airport, it's considered active unless it's NOTAM closed. Like they may not use that runway a whole lot, but like it's considered an active runway. Unless there's a NOTAM out for it that says it's closed.
Ground DHL 44 Tango, ready for taxi.
DHL 44 Tango, Wichita ground, runway 1 left, taxi via apron, your discretion, Delta, hold short, runway 14.
Taxi at my discretion from the apron down to Delta, and then hold short, runway 1444 Tango.
All right, here we go. Small regional airport has more runways than UK's busiest major airport. Well, Heathrow used to have a lot more runways. They just closed them. Like they had another, it was like another set of like diagonal runways, didn't they? Because I remember there was one accident that happened and they tried landing on that. It was like one of those diagonal runways and then they eventually just closed them. So now it's just the 2. There's a lot of major airports that are like Kennedy's like that. It's got 2 runways that are parallel. Well, yeah, it's got 2 sets of parallels, but they're converging. Atlanta's just got like 5 runways. Yeah, 5 parallels. O'Hare's got 7? 6. I think it's 6. And then Denver's got a disrespectful amount of runways that are parallels. I mean, they do have like the 2 converging runways, but they don't really converge with another runway. They're just like, they face different directions. DFW has 2 parallels that are diagonal to like the 4 or 5 mains, and Orlando's got 4 parallels. It was an emergency only, plus it was from back in the days planes struggled in Windmore. Yeah, and like Heathrow was a military airport at one point, wasn't it? It's like, that's how a lot of like those airports were designed when the military was using them. The runways were basically just drawn in triangles. So that way, no matter which way the wind was blowing, you could take off. And then over time, like they expanded runways, they closed runways. And like some airports, you can tell when they had that original triangular configuration. O'Hare has 6 parallel. Oh yeah, right. They have 2-2 left, which gets used pretty frequently, and then they also have 2-2 right, which I've never seen that runway used. And when they get closer to the runway, we'll send out our request here. I'll just get it prepped. So crossing runway 4 was at Delta with 1. Or I should say, I shouldn't say crossing. Oh, okay. He already approved it. All right. Lufthansa, I'm sorry, DHL 44 Tango, cross runway 14 at Delta.
Cross 14 Red Delta, DHA 44 Tango.
It's like he's watching the stream. All right. You want to talk about disrespectful amount of runways? I introduced you to O'Hare and Logan doesn't really have a disrespectful amount of runways. Logan's just got, it's got 22 left and 22 right. Then it's got 27. They have 3-3 left and 3-3 right, but I've never seen 3-3 right used. That's not really a disrespectful, like Logan's not a big airport. I would say Denver is a lot more disrespectful than O'Hare. O'Hare is disrespectful because of how everything else is laid out, like around the terminal, the way you taxi around there. But Denver is infinitely worse. Ah. Oh, that's going. Okay, so it's just like a main chat for, that's a point out for the center. All right, so the mistake I made in training is I handed off a plane too early, and then there was another plane that was landing and got off there, and then I had a nose to nose, or almost a nose to nose. It was it was funny. So I'm gonna wait until they get past this taxiway. I'm gonna send them over to Departure. Departure. DHL 44 Tango, contact Departure. Have a safe flight.
Delta 6 for a moment while I try and sort something out.
Say again. Sorry, I stepped on you.
No worries. Could I just hold Delta 6 for a little bit? It's saying my center of gravity is just a little bit, I think it's disagreed, so I just need to try and sort that out before I'm ready for departure.
Yeah, you can hold short one left at Delta 6. Just let me know when you're ready to go.
We'll go, 44 Tango. Thank you very much.
Uh-oh. Oh, Thundy, how are you? Oh, another thing I didn't look into, mainly just because it was like for the sake of time, is like sound alerts. I don't know how sound alerts on YouTube work. Like obviously on Twitch you have like the different notification. I don't know how it works on I don't know how it works on YouTube. Probably would not take me very long to figure that out though. Yeah, because like YouTube doesn't have like the different things. Does YouTube have? Yeah, I don't know. I think I could connect sound alerts to YouTube, but YouTube doesn't have a lot of the things that Twitch has. Like there's no raids, there's no bits. Like there's super chats that you can do, but I don't know if I can get super chats yet. I think you have to be a like a YouTube like partner or something. Which like you get that I think after you get 1,000 subs, something. I don't know. It's not something that I really have. It's not really something I've looked into. But yeah, like Twitch doesn't have as much as I'm sorry, YouTube doesn't have as much as Twitch does. What's up, Silver? Something with the center of gravity. On a 330, I'm surprised that they'd be getting a center of gravity issue going to St. Martin. Happy Easter, James. Oh my god. Okay, so apparently the Twitch alerts are coming through. I'm assuming that's for, yeah, that's the sound alert for, I didn't send anything with YouTube, but I appreciate the follow there, Thundy. I am, yeah, I am not. Yeah, I'm assuming that's for Twitch. I'm assuming that was a Twitch follow. because I don't have anything set up for YouTube, unless it like automatically does it. I do. I don't know. My first time doing a YouTube stream. But I do plan on doing more YouTube streams. Eventually, I am going to multi-stream.
Ground 44 Tango, thank you very much for that. Fully ready departure, holding short, Delta 6.
At DHL 44 Tango, you can contact departure 125.72. Have a safe flight.
12572, thank you very much. See you across.
Yeah, 100% that's Drek. I already knew that when I got the clearance. To be a YouTube partner, you must reach 1,000 subs and either 4,000 public watch hours, long form, in the past 12 months, or 10 million short. Yeah, I definitely don't have I don't have any of those. I don't have 1,000 subs, and I don't have 4,000 public watch hours. I don't think. Because, like, well, I'm just thinking of the amount of views that I have on my videos. I think like the most I have is, I think the one that I have the most on, I think, is my how to start video, which I think has like 700, and then the rest of them it's like, you know, like 300. Just gonna replicate my mom's Islander flight this weekend. There you go. Yeah, I want to get the Black Square Caravan. I did not install X-Plane this weekend. Like, I could do it today if I could probably just install it while I'm making dinner. But I haven't wiped the old, the other drive that I have. I got all my Unity stuff and everything off of it yesterday. Oh boy. Did they not switch over? Tell me they went to CTAF. Oh no. What freak is they on? They're on 1219. They never switched over. Let me see.
Center, DHL 44 Tango with you, 2000 flight level, yeah.
44 Tango, you're still on ground. You were supposed to contact them prior to taking off. They're asking for you. It's 125.72.
12572, thank you very much.
Rip. Rip. That happens. Go easy on him, Torch. They're still kind of new to VATSIM. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if it's just grounded center, you would use center as your tower controller. That's how the top down structure of ATC works here. We're just gonna do a ferry flight, land at Republic. Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, I want to get the Black Square Caravan. You know, I do want to start getting some of the Tola stuff for X-Plane too. But I think right now I'll do the Black Square Caravan. And then I do want to learn how to fly the C-17. What are we controlling today? We are in Wichita. We're ground control at Wichita. That's going to be how this session goes today, I guess. Listen, there's not a whole lot going on. It's one mistake. Uh-oh, they disconnected. Uh-oh. What did you do? That's a legit mistake. Yeah. Yeah, Drek's pretty new to VATSIM. They do a lot of flights in Europe. So, you know, they said that they wanted to do some flights in the United States today just to get like used to it. It's an honest mistake. Which Tolus interests you? I've been looking at the A330 and the A340. I saw something about the C-17. What flights would interest? What flights would you do in the C-17? I don't know. I would have to figure out, because like obviously I would go back and forth between different like Air Force bases and like Air National Guard bases and such, like McGuire up to, what's the one in Minneapolis? There's one in Minneapolis. And then maybe out to like West Hampton Beach, maybe do some flights to, you know, like on the West Coast. I would love to fly the C-17 into Bagram Air Base out in Afghanistan. It's the dearth of other people who can't acknowledge instructions and do things wrong intentionally that are irritated. What things are they doing wrong intentionally? That makes you feel better. You're almost at 500 subs, and that's more than I got. Yeah, my growth on YouTube has been a little bit slow over the past couple of months, obviously because I haven't really been making a lot of videos, and a lot of that was because, you know, I had all this stuff last year that I wanted to get done, so I was kind of like thinking about different things that I could do this year. And then, of course, I built a new PC. So once I had the PC that crashed on me last year, so I built this one, and I built this one a lot sooner than I thought I was going to. So I kind of put everything on hold. But I made a post the other day on here, you know, the different projects that I have planned that I'm still working on. So I am gonna start getting those projects underway again. I had not had cash for the A330, but I own the A340 and flown it across the Atlantic. Yeah, I really want to try flying the A340, which is like, I have time in like the headwind A330, and like the A340 is just an A330 with you know, with 2 extra engines, or if you even call those things engines. Had a guy told me that he would not contact me on frequency because he didn't want to, and there are no soups on the. What an idiot. See, this is why they need to allow controllers to just disconnect people that are like that on VATSIM. Like, what are you doing on VATSIM if you don't want to talk to a controller? What's up, Christian? How you doing? Getting a lot of dings. Oh, is that for the ATIS? Yeah, so like all these ATISes are updating at the exact same time. Engines are hairs, right? They're weed whacker engines. That's what they are. Yeah, so all these different ATISes. Mine hasn't switched over yet. This is at 1753. So this should be changing soon. Yeah, somebody's saying that they didn't want to talk to you and there's no... So it's basically like, I'm not going to do what I'm supposed to because there's no supervisors online. Like, what? You have a question for VATSIM? What do you got? What do you got, Mr. C1? What is it? Spec? That's a it's like a special weather report, right? That's like when there's a it's like when there's an abrupt change in like what, like the weather, but it's not like, it's not significant enough for it to be like a SIGMET or an AirMet. Well, fact, this airport is Cessna's headquarters and main manufacturing plant. Yeah, the Cessna plant's down over here, right there. Sometimes when the ATIS is a letter ahead of what ATC has on their side, gives me a good little chuckle. That might be, yeah, mine just updated to Bravo. Maybe it was his first day on the job or something. He didn't want to mess something up. Wait, who are we talking about? You talking about the guy that doesn't want to talk to ATC? If you don't want to talk to ATC, just don't sign on to VATSIM. I don't know why you would log on to VATSIM and then say that you don't want to talk to a controller. or add the comment to be text only. Well, that really doesn't address like the issue that Restless is bringing up. The issue is that the person just says he's not going to contact you on the frequency because he just doesn't want to, and there's no supervisor online. So that just means they're not going to communicate at all. The ATC guy, maybe it was his first day or something. What ATC guy? Restless is talking about a pilot. It's for the METARs. If the weather changes significantly in a short amount of time, it necessitates a new METAR dump. Yeah. That's like when the METAR gets updated like every 30 minutes or 20 minutes. Yeah. And like same thing with like ATCs too. My favorite is when you see like a TAF and it has like 14 different like temporary conditions. It's like, what the hell? The guy on VATSIM said, well, yeah, that's the pilot. That was the pilot saying they didn't want to talk to ATC. In ICT, you commonly see them this time of year for funnel. Like, yeah, I would imagine. It's like, oh, it's a clear, beautiful day. 5 minutes later, oh, it's a tornado. It's like being in Florida. Florida, it's like, oh, it's a bright, sunny day. Oh, look at that tiny little cloud over in the sky, like in the sky over to the south. And then 10 minutes later, it's a hurricane. You go out to ride your bike around the block thinking, oh, yeah, I'm going to be fine. Then you get 4 feet away from your driveway, and it's just immediate downpour. For, like, no reason. Like, there's no reason. It's like the same thing with, like, the tornadoes. It's like, oh, it's a beautiful day. Oh, now it's a tornado. Like, why? Just for no reason. Forgot about Dre. Dre disconnected. They're having a problem with the radio. So basically, they just sent me a message in Discord. So they switched the radio frequency, but it switched back to me. That's why they were talking to me when they departed. So it's I know it's like an ATC thing where like the sim is recognizing that you're on the wrong frequency, so it switches back. So I forget, like I said, you know, turn off in-game ATC. Apparently it is. But I forget specifically what, because I don't have that issue with any of the planes that I fly on, Musfuss. So yeah, I could probably look at that with them later. Forgot about Trey. I meant the song by Dr. Oh, I don't know what song that is. I never really listened to the Dr. Dre when I was younger. But the whole rap music scene is like not what like I listened to when I was like, I obviously know some of like the rappers, like I know who the rappers are and I know some of the songs, but it's not like song that I primarily listen to. Old school rap is pretty good. I do like old school rap. Artemis is more than 3/4 of it. Yeah, they're supposed to be doing like their slingshot maneuver around the moon today, right? I didn't even make it past 8,000. My plane gave up. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know why it would be doing that. If all the ATC like in-game stuff is off, maybe turn off like the character assists and all that stuff too, like the AI assists. Entirely too crowded, like thousands of people on a 1 mile long bridge for. Oh, I watched them from launch about 3 miles. Yeah, I can imagine that would be like a ridiculous thing to try and get to watch. I have it off. Yeah, that's weird. Because you've never had a problem with that before, right? Because you've been on VATSIM over in Europe, like flying out of Larnaca and stuff. To be 6 tries to contact you for clearance. Yeah, that's weird. That's really weird. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, it's like they were talking about when they like when I was watching like the press thing when they were talking about like what artists is going to like they're gonna slingshot around the moon, and I'm like, huh. Does that mean there's an asteroid coming from Earth? Like, is Bruce Willis and like Owen Wilson on that rocket with Ben Affleck? Like, what's going on? Good excuse to ride the motorcycle, and it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I feel like this is what it felt like for people in this. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're definitely right about that. All right, so we have a new strip coming through for Southwest 3351 going to Midway. So their first fix is the Wichita VOR. We can delete that. They can just go to Peebo. Just make sure their altitude is right. So we have Peebo. Oh, come on. Type in the damn thing. Yeah, there we go. So Peebo. Yeah, so it's Peebo. Then Gossel. And Wichita. There's no arrival. Oh, there is. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Yeah, Peebo, Gossel. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Cool. So we'll just wait for that one. And what's their filed altitude is looks like 350. So that's a correct altitude. They're flying to the east. It'll be even more busy for the moon landing Artemis. Like people gonna be on the moon. Oh, you're talking about like when they do the moon landing, yeah. That'd be pretty cool. Like if there was like a moon landing in my lifetime. Because like, you know, you always hear about the moon landing in the 60s. It's like, well, I wasn't there. It's like I didn't get to experience that. And then even like shuttle launches in my lifetime, like there weren't a whole lot of them. There weren't a whole lot of shuttles that went up when I was a kid. But I guess like you're not really going to be sending shuttles up once a week. The ones I can remember, there was like I think it was Atlantis, and then there was like the Columbia one. I remember. I think everybody remembers the Columbia one. I'm talking about the moon landing. Like I was not there. Yeah, I don't think any of us were there. Because that was what in 1960 or 62. Like my father was alive, but like my mother wasn't yet. I think it was like 62 or 60. Maybe it was no. It was I gotta look it up. Oh, 69. 1969. Yeah, so both my parents were alive. They were just young. Like really, really young. Now, I'm trying to think of like what shuttle missions there were in the 90s. I don't think there were a whole lot. So there was, I'm just going to look them up really quick. Shuttle missions. There were quite a lot. I don't think TV networks covered them as much. Yeah, it like splits them off into different types. Like, just how many times did this shit friggin' fly? So here we go. 1990. So, oh yeah, there was quite a few of them. So, after the first one that happened after I was born was Discovery on October 6th. Then there was Atlantis in November. Then Columbia in December. Wow, there really were quite a few of them. There's a couple of them a year. I think the Atlantis mission in 95 is the first one that I remember hearing about. So I remember the Atlantis, or maybe it was the one in 96. Oh, there was two in 96. Yeah, wow, they really did a lot of them. The Endeavor, I think the Endeavor was the one I saw on the Intrepid. So I went to the Intrepid a couple years ago. There was like there was one of the space shuttles was there, which was like crazy to think. I think it's the Endeavor. No, it's the Enterprise, not the Endeavor. It's the Enterprise. And like I was just like, first of all, the freaking shuttle is not nearly as big as I thought it was. Like I thought those like it's obviously like a big freaking spaceship, but like I thought it was like a massive like skyscraper size thing. But like no, it's like it wasn't as big as I thought it was gonna be. But I was just like standing underneath this thing, and I'm like, I look over at my friend, I'm like, this isn't a prop. Like, this is not just like a hollowed out spaceship that they threw in the like, this is an actual vehicle that went to outer space. And like, I'm standing underneath it. It's friggin' crazy to think about. I remember there was a movie. Well, was it Space Camp? I think it was Space Camp. It was like a bunch of kids that, I think it was on the Atlantis. And they like accidentally like launched their class into space with like one of the astronauts. My only trip to Florida, I went to the Space Center, saw the Endeavor on the launch pad about 2 weeks before its final flight. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's really cool. Now my Phoenix is doing donuts at the ramp. Yeah, it's not a flight. It's doing donuts on the ramp. That just sounds like it's a key binding issue. If you haven't key bound it yet, it does take a little bit to key bind everything. The Phoenix is a little bit more interesting in that regard. I don't know like what flight control system you use, but I use like the Airbus Captain's Pack from Thrustmaster. All of that stuff auto binds, but then you have to actually set like your detents and your brake axis and stuff like in the MICDO. I mean, you could pull out the Boeing. When you flying the Boeing the other day, I got that too. Yeah, that's weird. I mean, we can look at it later. Oh, there's that Southwest. So the route looks fine. I'm going to take out the Wichita VOR. We don't need that in there. So, yeah, all of this looks fine. We'll just amend that. It was the second to last ever shuttle launch. Be cool to go back and see the real one in the museum. Yeah. 787 refuses to import a flight plan, and the Asobo 73 refuses to follow a VNet. Well, you just do the flight plan manually. You don't have to import it. That's like a good reason, because like people ask me all the time, like, oh, so what about SimBrief import? Like when I do like the VATSIM 101s, it's like, yeah, I want to show you how the FMS works so that if your SimBrief import doesn't work, it doesn't ruin your flight simming experience. Like, you know how to go in there and do it. And it's not hard to do. It's really not hard to do. You gotta, yeah, it's not hard. Like importing the flight, like if you're talking about like importing the flight plan and the route, it's not hard, especially on the Boeing. Boeing is not a hard plane to do it on. Airbus is a little weirder, but on the I haven't flown the 7.8 yet, but on the 777 and the 7.3, it's basically the same FMS. So this is actually a Max 8 right here. Yeah, we're flying the Max 8 on Tuesday. I think on Tuesday is the Max 8. Yeah, Tuesday is the Max 8 from Cali to Aruba. Well then what? Well then what? What's going on? I'm doing work I don't want to do. Yeah, aren't we all? Guy flies from Kansas City to Omaha using a Victor Airway with a cruise altitude of flight level 220. Oh boy. Aren't Victor Airways don't go up that high though? Aren't those are below 18,000? I think it's below 18,000, like above 18,000, or I should say 17,999 and below are Victor Airways. Like at that altitude, you can't use a Victor Airway. During the summer, me and your Twitch subs can come out to your house on a bus and get on a boat. I don't know what. The MAA for Victor Airways is 17,999. Anything above that, you have to transition to either jet or Quebec. Yeah. Who can tell me the difference between a jet route and a Quebec Airway? Oh, I know you know. Give it a minute, and if nobody answers it, you can answer it. All right, Torch. Nobody's answered it. So why don't you tell us what the difference between a jet route and a Quebec Airway is? Same principle between Victor and Tango Airways, but for high altitude jet airways or NAVA based, such as VORs and NDBs. Quebec Airways are GNSS and WASP based. Yep. Jet routes are NAV based, and yeah, exactly. Quebec Airways are GPS based, or GNSS, I should say. Yeah. It's almost like you're a controller. Yeah, back when I was in flight school, like Tango Airways, I don't think were a thing yet. Like anytime I navigated, it was always on Victor Airways. Because like we had GPSs in the plane, but I don't think there were Tango Airways were out there yet. It's almost like I'm in the middle of my instrument rating as well. Yeah, exactly. Entering holds are the devil, but yeah, holding patterns are the reason I don't have my instrument ratings because I could not figure them out. I always screwed up on the entry, which is ironic because the video I did on holding patterns is my most popular video, or was. That now the starting VATSIM one is the most popular, but like the holding pattern video is the one that went viral on TikTok. And I was like, oh my God, like the one thing I could not figure out when I was in flight school is the thing that got me traction with content creation, which is crazy to think about. Because back then, you know, like my instructor was teaching me like the thumb theory, like the rule of thumb and all this other shit. And I just could not figure it out. I could not figure it out. And I screwed it up every single time. Seemed to do a pick of a hold I did the other day. Oh boy. There's one track that looks like you kind of like went out into the middle of nowhere for a little bit before you corrected. I see where you came in. It looks like that was like a direct entry, or that looks like it may have been a teardrop, not a direct. That looks like it was probably a teardrop. A really weird one. Not bad once I put in the right radio from the Orlando VOR, because I was holding on 522, which is an 049 inbound course accidentally. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So this guy should be calling relatively soon. He probably started up cold and dark and is just getting the plane set up. Shouldn't be too long.
Oh, here we go. This is Southwest 3351 requesting IFR clearance to the Chicago Midway International Airport with information Bravo.
There we go. All right, let me pull up his thing. Southwest 3351, Wichita ground. You were clear to the Chicago Midway Airport via radar vectors PBO, then as filed. Upon departure, maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 125.72. Squawk 2157.
Clear to the Midway Airport via radar vectors PBO, then as filed. Climb maintain 5,000. Expect level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 125.72, squawk 2157 for Southwest 3351.
Southwest 3351, read back correct information. Bravo is current. Advise when ready to taxi. Expect runway 1 left.
Ready to taxi, and we'll expect runway 1 left at 3351.
All right, so he's cleared. All right, beautiful. It was a teardrop and I was behind the plane, so didn't turn at the fix for the teardrop, which is why it looks like a direct entry Once I was established, though, it was easy to fly. And yeah, the entries are always weird. Yeah, the thing that always killed me was knowing whether it was a parallel or if it was a direct. And really, what friggin' would kill me with the parallels is because when you make your first inbound turn, it's in the opposite direction of the hold. So if you're making right-hand turns in the hold, when you do your entry to the parallel, it's a left-hand turn. And that got me almost every single time I flew a parallel entry. I would always turn in the wrong direction. Is basically a parallel is a reverse teardrop. If you really think about it, parallel entry is a reverse teardrop. Use the pencil method, set your inbound course on the heading bug, and then if it's right turns, raise the right side 20 degrees. If that, yeah, that's the rule of thumb. You're just using a pencil instead of your thumb. Had not heard your ticket machine go off yet. Looks dead today at the airport. Well, you're not hearing the ticket machine because the source that it comes through is muted. Because it's all browser based, and I have the web browsers muted. I don't really know of a way to like just have this one particular page come through as something else. I don't think I can. I wish VStrips was like its own like client you could download, but yeah, I have the browser muted just in case like there's like something that starts playing and it's like a copyrighted music, or it's something that like for whatever, because like sometimes like like an ad will start playing out of friggin' nowhere depending on what browser sources I have open. So I just like I just have it muted. Drag the tab into a new window and select that window as the audio source. It worked for me. That's I guess that's an idea. Okay, so we'll give that a shot. Is it gonna have? No, it just has it as Mozilla. Yeah, it doesn't bring it out as its own thing. It's all still part of like the Mozilla Firefox thing. Unless I could do it within the page itself, which I don't think I can. Yeah, I don't think I can. He said, what are you sorry for? Yeah. I thought maybe there was a way I could get around it. Yeah, I just can't. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Oh, another one. BVN. I don't know what BVN is. Going to Oklahoma City. So going Varner. Varner is certainly a way to go. You go south, go to Jamie. Let's see. Yeah, Jamie's gonna make way more sense. See what this route is. And then Charon. Charon. I think I spelt it right. Yeah, that route that he's got is kind of because he goes out to the west just to come back to the south. I'm just going to give him Jamie and then what's the other one? Scuff. Where does that go? We'll take out Charon. Does he have an arrival filed? Because if I send him out to Scuff, that's going to take him back out to like, yeah, it's a weird route that he's got. It's not an incorrect route though. That's like the weird thing about it. So he's basically departing out to the west to come to the south. It's a very weird way of doing it. It's a weird way to do it, but I'm okay with it. Oh, wait, no, that's somebody else. I'm looking at two different planes. Oh, because because of the arrival he's doing the Kamet 3 arrival. I bet you that starts in from the west. That's probably why he's doing it. So the Kamet 3. Yeah, it's starting at Scuff. That's such a weird way to do. Because he could start at Pioneer. Like, he could do the Gully 3 arrival from the Pioneer VOR. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to give him the Gully 3 from Pioneer, because that just takes him directly to the south. So I'll just wait till he spawns in. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to give him Jamie, Pioneer, and then the Gully 3. Then we have, what is this, GTX 69? I don't know what GTX is. It's a Caravan. It's another one going to Oklahoma City. Yeah, it's doing the same route. I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep it, because I feel like they're going to be flying together. So maybe I'll just keep them on the same route. Is they're both /Gs. Well, that one's /G. Yeah, they're both /Gs, so they could do any one of those. I think I'll just keep it like that. From Wichita, Varner, Charon, Scuff, and then the Kamet 3 in Oklahoma. I think I'm just going to keep it like that. Probably just what like Simbrief gave them or something. It's not an incorrect route. It's just a really weird way to do it. So we have two other planes that are going to spawn in. So one's a Caravan. Oh, they're both Caravans. I hope it's not the same guy that just filed two different flight plans on accident. I mean, it could be. We'll see. It's not really that big of a deal either way. Oh, 3. And Hold on a second. Oh my god. I think Spy is about to load in here. Oh my god. I got 5 strips pending right now. I know you guys can't hear it. They're all going to Oklahoma. This, and then one of them is FedEx 441. Yeah, one of them is, that has to be Spy. Flying in the caravan, that has to be Spy. If that's not Spy, I'll be very, very surprised. Because he's streaming right now, right? He starts at like 3 o'clock my time. And they're all flying caravans! Well, no, one's a Citation 10, and one's a 737. So Spy's routing makes sense. He's got Jamie, Pioneer, then the Gully 3. And then a couple of them, yeah, it's a GTX, BVN. Yeah, the Delta's got Jamie, and then Bellman, and then the Mira 3. So, like, yeah, like, all their departure gates are correct. It's just those other 2 caravans are going out to Varner, which is to the west. It is Spy. All right, well, this will be a little chaotic here for a little bit. Yeah, Spy always has a bunch of people that fly along with him. What's that B-38 pilot doing? He's been sitting there for a while. He's probably just prepping himself. Don't forget, like when we load in, like when we do VATSIM 101, we're sitting at the gate for like an hour, sometimes more. You know? He could be using GSX with like realistic loading times. Like there's a couple of things that could be going on. And if he's doing a real-time loading, like it'll take you, you know, a half hour, 40 minutes to load a 7.3. He's learning on the job. Yeah, I mean, like, and he's not a new pilot. You know, he's got 400 hours, which it's like newer, but like, you know, 400 hours, you know what you're doing. He's probably just using GSX or something. He's doing realistic stuff. It's probably that simple. We should contact him, make sure he's still away. No, give him time. It's not a rush. He's not bothering anybody by sitting there. Plane's sitting at the gate. He ain't bothering nobody. Certainly not getting in my way. The 3 thing. Well, you weren't there very long. Like you were out of here pretty quick. I did instant load. I wanted to get going before my stage fright. I said, yeah, that's fair. That's what I just do instant loading. I don't use GSX. I've had too many like bad, and like I've heard like with 2024 it's a little bit better, but yeah, I just don't use it. Like with like what we do with our with the content here, like it's like it just you spend more time with it than you really need to. Next time I'll use a more reliable plane. Fair. Any bills needs to sort that. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. I've never had that specific issue. Hey, look, James. See now that 737's moving. Shut up. Another one. It's Southwest going to Oklahoma City. So we have Delta 209 and Southwest 209. That's not going to be confusing at all. Oh my God, there's so many coming in right now. American 901 going to Kansas City. The rest of them are going to OKC. Well, we went back to the gate. He changed his mind. What is GTX? Like, what's the call sign for that? Bet. His call sign is Big D. Are you friggin' kidding me? Right. It's going to be like an immediate TOS on YouTube. Big D 69. God damn it. The only thing that'd be worse than that is like TikTok 67 or something like that. Zoomer 67. The 350 I did my long haul with, I accidentally found it IRL today. Oh! Oh, American 901 doesn't have correct routing. I can... That one would go out to Peebo, right? Or maybe Rockney. Let's see. What was that with Zorro? Was this? Yeah, Zora. I can change. Let me try changing that now before I... So Zora is out there. I think you go to Rockney before you go to Zora. Yeah, so I'll just do Rockney, and then was it Rockney? Yeah, we'll just do Rockney. That'll make sense. Rockney, Zora. So we'll do this. Because Burden is like, because I can do Burden and then, is it Burden? Or well, it's like, that's to the east. I mean, I could do Peebo too. What is Peebo? Yeah, Peebo's like a little weirder. So I'm just doing this over here. So like Peebo's a little too far to the north. So if I do, but where's Burden? Burden's like to the south, right? Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So we'll just keep it Rockney. So that's fine. And then 210. So yeah, going east, that's a proper altitude. So we'll do amend. So that one's fixed. And then GTX. Varner, yeah, so that's like, that goes out to the west to come back to the south. But since they're flying the Cam at 3, that does make sense. I mean, I don't have a problem with that routing. It's just a very weird way to do it.
And would you talk around Southwest 3351 ready for taxi?
Oh boy, where's my chart? Southwest 3351 standby. Where'd my chart go? ICT. I just want to make sure I have the right taxiway down. Yeah, there we go. The Southwest 3351, runway 1 left, taxi via apron, your discretion. Charlie, Delta, hold short of runway 14.
Apron, Charlie, Delta, hold short of runway 14, Southwest 3351.
Yeah, they can get apron their discretion. I have no arrivals, so I'm not really worried about how he gets off the ramp. My custom tail number is G Nexi. Ha! Oh, the little citation 10. You can get runway 1 right. Up. I would just have them go down this way. One right. That'll make it easier because they just do one right. Split them up. All right, so we gave him clearance. Let me move my flight strip over. So that is one left. More. That one is it Julia Golf again? Nine five Julia Golf, and then
American 901 with Houston and 10 information Bravo looking for I-4 up to Kansas City.
All right. American 901 Wichita ground. You are cleared to the Kansas City International Airport via radar vectors Rockney. That's Romeo Oscar Kilo November Echo. Direct Zora, then as filed. Upon departure, maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 210, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 125.72. Squawk 4602.
All right, radar vectors Rockney and then direct Zora 5,000 and expect 21 after 10 minutes after. Departure frequency 125.72 and squawk 4602 for American 901.
American 901, read back correct information. Bravo is current. Advise when ready to taxi. Expect runway 1 left.
Cover that. Looks like 1 left. Information Bravo on board.
Okay, so you're cleared.
Good morning, Big D 69, clearance to Will Rogers.
Big D 69, probably the most cursed call sign I've ever heard in my life. You are cleared to the Will Rogers Airport as filed. Upon departure, maintain 5,000. Expect flight level. Expect 8,000 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 125.72. Squawk 3306.
We're cleared to Will Rogers as filed initially 5-8 and 10 departure 2572, squawk 3306. We're glad you like it, Big D 69.
Jesus. Big D 69, read back correct. Expect runway 1 left, advise and ready to taxi with information Bravo.
I'm sorry, American over here is interested in how big the D is.
Oh my God.
It's pretty short today, just flying at 208.
Roger that, man.
At least he don't lie. At least he ain't making it up. Let me get crossing clearance here. Okay. Southwest 3351, cross runway 14 at Delta.
Cross runway 14 at Delta, Southwest 3351.
Oh my God, there's so much. There's so much happening here. Okay, so are those altitudes correct? Will Rogers is... Yeah, technically it is. Yeah, it's on a direct heading, a direct track of 180. So yeah, it would be even altitudes. All right, so I got blanket clearance on 14.
I guess you can blame me for all the chaos. I told Spy Flight you were controlling here.
Oh boy. All right, it's fine. It's fine. We got to keep ourselves busy somehow, right? Holy VATSIM. God. Well, it's a little pleasant surprise. I don't think anybody's coming in. Yeah, I'll just switch them over. Southwest 3351, you can contact departure 125.72. Have a safe flight.
Departure 125.72, Southwest 3351, you have a great one. See ya.
All right, so let's do this. Yeah, because I can move these around. All right, so we have United 1589. So another one going to Will Rogers. Jamie, Bellum, Mira 3. Yeah, like I don't really care about any of this. It's the departure gate is what I care about. As I'm just going to assume that everything else looks fine if I just do Jamie Bellman. Yeah, it's a solid route. I wonder if the caravans are taking a different route because they're prop planes. Keeps them like, you know, coming in like a different route coming into the airport as opposed to just like following all the jets. That could be why. Let's see what. No, because Spy's flight, because he's flying a 208 and he's got Jamie, Pioneer, and then Gully 3. And technically, this would be an even altitude. I guess really it doesn't like matter. But I could switch that to 8,000. Yeah, we'll just give him 8,000. And then, I mean, it technically could be one or the other, but it is a track of 180, so technically it has to be an even altitude. And then this is, okay, so that one's good. That's going someplace else. This is going to Will Rogers. We'll give him 180. And then, let's see. Big D was fine at 8,000. Oh, we got a little Baron over
Ground
here.
Big D 69 taxi with Bravo.
Big D 69, runway 1 left, taxi via apron, your discretion. Delta, cross runway 14.
Sorry, taxi from the apron to 1 left via Delta, cross 14, and we're going to take Bravo for departure, Big D 69.
Big Bravo for departure. And Big D 69, Roger. So they're just going to take off from taxiway Bravo. That's fine. It's a little caravan.
Wichita ground, good afternoon. United 1589, clearance to Oklahoma City with information Bravo.
Let's see. Yeah, this is the one I just changed. United 1589, Wichita ground, thanks for Bravo. You are cleared to the Will Rogers Airport via radar vectors Jamie, then is filed. On departure, maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 180, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 125.72. Squawk 1173.
Here to the Oklahoma City Airport via radar vectors Jamie, then I'll maintain 5,000. Expect 180, 10 minutes after departure 12572. Squawk 1173. United 1589.
United 1589, readback is correct. Thanks again for information. Bravo, advise when ready for taxi.
We'll call you when ready for taxi. United 1589.
All right, cool. So 1589, we'll throw you in the pending. All right. Let's see. This is Romeo, Charlie 1, Charlie 2, and Charlie 3. Big D 69, contact departure 125.72. Have a safe flight.
Over departure, it's been short and sweet. We'll see you next time, Big D 69.
The phrasing. All right. So That one. All right, so we have American, we have United. Yeah, those are the only ones that have called in yet. Okay. I think that Baron's going to be a VFR. So that's going to be at or below 4,000. I don't know where he's going yet. I think I might have been a sim thing. I restarted and tuned to 12172 and the Phoenix offline is completely fine. Okay. Little sim bug. That never happens. That never happens. We have 5.9. I think he may have filed an incorrect one because I have 9.5 Juliakov and I have 5.9 Juliakov. So I think he may have hit an incorrect thing the first time he did it. It's fine. I mean, like that strip can sit there. It doesn't really matter. Flight Sim is a perfect game with no issues whatsoever for real. Yeah. I will say, I mean, you guys have seen it. 2024 runs so much smoother than 2020. I was actually very impressed. So Spy is in the Black Square Caravan. Now it's just inspiring me even more to get the Black Square Caravan. I'm already going to get it. Flying the Caravan would be a lot of fun. For like flights like this. Like these little feeder flights going into Oklahoma. What's nice is that all these guys aren't just calling up at the exact same time. They're kind of staggering. Big D69, Jesus. You still VFRing 2585 Delta. And there he goes. Oh, that looks like the ATCs are starting to switch. Yep, we're now over to information Charlie.
We're still ground American 901, ready to taxi.
American 901, information Charlie is current. Runway 1 left, taxi via Charlie 1, Charlie Delta, cross runway 14.
Charlie 1, Delta, cross 14 to runway 1 left for American 901. We have Charlie on board.
And American 901, that's Charlie 1, Charlie Delta, cross runway 14.
Charlie 1, Charlie, my apologies.
All right, so we've got you on the way to 1 left. Oh, it's a little windy here. 020 at 12 gusting. Oh, and then it just changed over to variable at 5. Oh, yeah, Charlie does say variable. I thought Charlie said gusting to 22, but no, that was what Bravo said. Oh, there goes United. So that Southwest said that he told Spy that I was flying here. That begs the question, who is that Southwest? Does that Southwest guy know who I am? Because I don't know his name. Like, I see his name, but I don't know like what his like online name is. Where is the United going? United 1589, Wichita Ground.
United 1589.
Yeah, you are pushing back onto an active taxiway. Say intentions.
United 1589, my GSX profile must have not read. It's not doing something right.
This guy's backing up. All right, when you get that tug disconnected, just pull back into the ramp, because I got a plane that you're nose to nose with that's taxiing out.
We'll pull back up into the ramp. Sorry about that. United 1589.
I wonder if he's gonna back out.
Wichita Ground, hello from November 59 Juliet Golf. We are over citation 715. We are requesting IFR to Oklahoma City. We have Charlie aboard.
59 Juliet Golf, standby. Okay, there we go. American 9001, you can continue taxi when the United jet head is clear. Sorry about that.
No worries, it happens. I was a little bit confused. I had brakes and hit the reverse thrusters to get out of his way.
All right. So that was fun. At least GSX didn't do that. Yeah, right. All right. November 59er Juliet Golf, Wichita Ground.
Say that again. We're requesting IFR to Oklahoma City.
And November 59er Juliet Golf, you are cleared to the Will Rogers Airport via radar vectors Jamie, then is filed. Upon departure, maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 230, 10 minutes after departure. Frequency is 125.72. Squawk 3301.
Citation November 1959er or November 59er Juliet Golf. We are clear to Oklahoma City. Radar vectors Jamie then is filed. Initial climb 5,000 feet. Expecting flight level 230. 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 12572. And our squawk will be 3301.
November 59er Juliet Golf. Read back correct information. Charlie is current and advise when ready to taxi.
Well, advise taxi for November 59er Juliet Golf.
All right, so we got that. I'll send him the one right. Okay, that was exciting. Yeah, I think his GSX was doing what it told. I think he just thought he was pushing it onto the ramp and pushed it onto Charlie by accident. I think that's all that happened.
United 1589, we're ready for a taxi, and sorry about that. I have no idea what happened there.
No worries. Then at 1589, runway 1 left, taxi via Charlie 2, Charlie Delta, cross runway 14.
1 left taxi via Charlie 2, Charlie Delta, cross 14, United 1589.
Yeah, stuff happens. What are you going to do? It's all good. Could have been worse. He could have had a double. Yeah, right? Jesus. Yeah, we'll give Juliet Golf runway 1 right. And then, yeah, all these guys over here. We'll get 1 left. We could give them 1 right. I'm just not going to. It's going to be easier if we just give them 1 left. Yeah, I think he just put the GSX thing on Charlie, not realizing that was Charlie. Because I don't know what the scenery here looks like in the sim, but I have a feeling this little grass strip probably does not exist in the scenery, if I had to guess. I think he just went the wrong way. He went up Charlie 2. It's fine. I'll let it go. I don't have anything over there. Nope, nope. Just a really wide turn. Maybe he's got a trailer. American 901, contact departure 125.72. Have a safe flight.
Over departure 25.72 for American 91. Thank you, sir, and good day.
Ground, November 59 Juliet Golf. We are requesting taxi.
All right, here we go. November 59er Juliet Golf. Runway 1 right, taxi via apron, your discretion, Mike 7.
1 right via the apron, our discretion, and Mike 7, November 59 Juliet Golf.
All right, so we got the American. We can get out of here. All right, so we just got these 3 left. We got Spy, we got Spy Friend, and then we have this guy. Yeah, still hasn't called in yet. It's probably just going to be a VFR departure. Oh, what is that? Oh, this is just the ATC, like, main chat. ZAU is there. An event is going on. I fail. Oh, man. Stuff happens.
Wichita Ground, very good afternoon.
Oh, boy.
From FedEx 441, we are a caravan up at the FedEx ramp with information Charlie, requesting clearance to Oklahoma City.
FedEx 441, the man himself. You are cleared to the Will Rogers Airport via radar vectors Jamie, then is filed. Upon departure, climb maintain 5,000. Expect 8,000 10 minutes after departure. Frequency is 125.72, squawk 6001.
FedEx 441 is cleared to Will Rogers Oklahoma City Airport via radar vectors Jamie, then is filed. Initial climb is 5,000 feet, expecting 8,000 feet 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 125.725. Our squawk is 6001 for FedEx 441.
FedEx 441, read back correct. Information Charlie is current. Expect runway 1 left and advise when ready to taxi.
We'll advise when ready to taxi, expecting runway 1 left for FedEx 441. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, so we got you. We've got you. Perfect. Just marking up my strip. United 1589, contact departure 125.72. Have a safe flight.
12572, United 1589, let's see that.
All right. Beautiful.
Wichita Ground, this is November 420 X-ray Bravo, over at the FedEx ramp with Charlie on board, looking to pick up IFR to Oklahoma City.
We going really high for a TBM. November 420 X-Way Bravo, Wichita Ground. You are cleared to the Will Rogers Airport via radar vectors Varner, then is filed. On departure, maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 30010 minutes after. Departure frequency is 125.72, squawk 5756.
Cleared to Will Rogers via RNAV runner that is filed. Initial climb 5,000, expect 30,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure is 125.72, squawk 5756, November 420 X-ray Bravo.
November 420 X-ray Bravo, read back correct. Expect runway 1 left and advise I'm ready to taxi with Charlie.
Expecting 1 left, we'll call for taxi with Charlie, 0 X-ray Bravo.
All right. So a little bit of chaos, nothing too crazy, but did get quite a bit of traffic in here for the last 30 minutes. But probably after we get all these guys out, we'll shut down for the day. Where's our cross edition Easter baskets? Oh my god. Wouldn't that be something? Citation 59 Julia Golf, contact departure 125.72. Have a safe flight.
Over to departure 12572. Thanks so much for November 59 Julia Golf.
Yeah. Really curious what this Baron's gonna do. He's been sitting there for quite a while. He hasn't said anything yet. Quite a bit going to Oklahoma with Spy. So that was like 7, right? You had the big D, the big D. Then you got this little citation, and then there was the United the American. That's 4, yeah, 5, 6, and potentially 7, yeah. All right, so it's probably safe to assume that 9-5 Julia Golf is probably this guy, so I'm just going to get rid of that one. Then we have Southwest 209 and Delta 209, and then there was that BVN. Yeah, neither of those, that may have just been they filed under different call signs. And then just loaded it as something different. Because, the Southwest is 737, and the Delta, those are both 737s. And the BVN was a 208. Yeah, I wonder if that was just one of the other guys that was flying in a Caravan and just changed their call sign. His planned departure time is 2015, which was like 10 minutes ago. I am not sure. Oh, well, not that big of a deal. Yes, this is definitely a pleasant surprise. Definitely a good way to keep the stream entertained. I am starting to get a little hungry. It is almost dinner time. I don't know what I want to make for dinner. I don't know if I want to do chicken parm or if I want to do the rice bowl. I'm probably going to do chicken parm just because it's easy. I was going to mess with Snow last night. Tell him, help me get hit what? What? You mean get hip with it? We're all the same age. He's got him lined up, probably waiting for that smaller plane to get out. That's the fair. It looks like Spy's getting ready to go. He's going to smack right into his friend there. Or not. Nice and close. Nice and close. Look at that.
Wichita ground, hello again from FedEx 441. Started up ready for taxi, holding short of Delta 2 with information chuckles.
FedEx 441, thanks for Charlie. Runway 1 left, taxi via Delta 2, Delta, cross runway 14.
FedEx 441, taxiing out via Delta 2 and Delta for runway 01 left, cleared across runway 14.
All right, off he goes. So out to 1 left you go. And then we just have X-Ray Bravo, and then we've got 85 Delta. All stations, Wichita ground will be closing in approximately 10 minutes. See, it got busier. Yeah, Spy flew in. This is Spy right here, 441. Yeah, it's probably about like, what was it, like 45 minutes ago? There was like there was like stuff that was coming in. All of a sudden, they came in out of nowhere. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And then I saw FedEx 441. I was like, yep, it's Spy. Mr. Spy. I was wondering when he was gonna come across my scope. So it looks like that would be today.
November 420 X-Ray Bravo is ready to taxi to 1 left with Charlie on board, holding short of Delta 2.
November 420 X-Ray Bravo, runway 1 left, taxi via Delta 2, Delta, cross runway 14.
1 left via Delta 2, Delta cross 14 is X Bravo.
Sure, it won't be the last. Oh, I know it won't be the last. Who knows? Maybe he'll cross your scope sometime. Yeah, potentially. He's gonna do full length, or is he gonna do? Well, he would have said if he was doing an intersection departure or not. Let's see what he does. See if he makes that turn, then. Yeah, no, looks like he's going full length. Right, we can send him over. FedEx 441, contact departure 125.72. Have a safe flight. Thanks for not calling me a hedgehog this time.
125.72 for FedEx 441. We are on Hedgehog alert. Thanks for the great ATC. Congratulations on ground.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you flying in today. Oh, he stopped. What happened? Oh, there he goes. He moving.
Wichita ground, good afternoon.
Oh.
November 2585 Delta, we're in signature, looking for a VFR departure to the south.
Let me just get this done. Then out. And November 2585 Delta, standby. So we got... And November 85 Delta, just what's your equipment code for me, please?
We are Slant Golf. We are
Perfect.
Bonanza B36 turboprop.
November 85 Delta, you are cleared VFR to the south, at or below 4,000. Departure frequency is 125.72, squawk 4661.
All right, at or below 4,000. Departure is going to be 125.72 and 4661. Squawk for November 2585 Delta.
November 85 Delta, read back correct. And are you ready for taxi yet?
A-firm, we're ready.
November 85 Delta, runway 1 right, taxi via Alpha, Bravo, Echo, Echo 2.
All right, Bravo, Alpha, Echo 2 for November 2585 Delta. It'd be possible if we can get a Bravo intersection departure?
85 Delta, that's approved. Then that'll be taxi 1 right at Bravo via Alpha, Bravo.
All right, Alpha Bravo to 1 right, November 2585 Delta.
Remember 420 X-ray Bravo, contact departure 125.72. Have a safe flight.
2572, X-ray Bravo. Thanks for the help, too.
All right. So yeah, if we just got 85 Delta, once we get him out, we'll close up. He's probably going to Will Rogers as well. So I got his strip, yeah. So I got his VFR altitude. I got his equipment code, his type. Yeah, the only thing I don't have is his speed, but that doesn't really matter. And there goes Spy. All right. So I would say this is a very successful ATC stream. We got quite a few planes that came in here today. That was exciting. That was really exciting. That's definitely a great way to end it. So let's see. There's a couple more strips. So I'm just going to get rid of these Southwests. Yeah, these other strips that are in here because they never spawned in. There goes X-Ray Bravo. Oh, another thing I got to work on doing is doing thumbnails for YouTube videos. So I was thinking about that like right after I hit the live. I was like, oh, I never made a thumbnail. I forget like YouTube, they do like the thumbnails. Like Twitch doesn't do that. I got to work on that. Just got to figure out a way to actually do it. Oh, here comes another strip. Delta 23, I probably won't be here for it. We're just going to get this guy out, and then we're going to close up. That guy's going to O'Hare. Yeah, I got to start making some food before I get hangry. But they say that he won't have me to talk to, but you still got center that's going to be up. So he'll have somebody. I probably should have asked him if he wanted to take Bravo initially, because I was just giving him full length to come down, like, this way. About to say, what the hell is that? It's him flying over the airport. Jesus. You know what I think I'll do? I think I'll wait till he calls to get his, I'll give him his clearance, and then I'll sign out. It just depends on how long it takes him. November 85 Delta, contact departure 125.72. Have a safe flight.
2572, appreciate you being on 85 Delta, having it.
Yeah, I really wish I could filter. There probably is a way for me to filter, like, this stuff out. Just, like, filter out any planes that are above, like, 3,000. Great YouTube stream. We'll see you on the Yeah, I'm really glad that this worked out. So, you know, my plan for YouTube streaming, obviously, eventually I want to multi-stream. But I might just do a couple of, like, individual YouTube streams just to make sure that, like, everything works and everything is set up. But, yeah, there'll definitely be more streams coming in the future. I just haven't really, like, figured out when or, you know, whatever the case is there. But, yeah, it's just stuff I'm actively looking into. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll give it another couple of minutes. I'd say if by 4:40 he doesn't call us, then we'll shut down. To try multi-stream both YouTube and Twitch, that would help. Yeah, I know. I have to look into that more. Today was like this stream was really just like testing out YouTube to see like to make sure it was gonna work. There weren't gonna be any interruptions or like anything on my end that wasn't set up correctly. I do intend on multi-streaming eventually. I just have to figure all of it out. But I'll probably do one more just like YouTube stream alone just to make sure that like everything works. I just, like I said, I just don't know when I'm going to do it. But at least like I know how all the setup goes.
Wichita ground, Delta 23, stand 8 with Charlie, IFR, Wichita to O'Hare, please.
All right. Delta 23, Wichita ground. You are cleared to the Chicago O'Hare International Airport via radar vectors PBO, then as filed. On departure, maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 370 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is 125.72. Squawk 5723.
Standby 1 for Delta 23.
Oh boy. Probably just writing it down.
Delta 23 cleared to O'Hare via radar vectors, then PBO, maintain 5,000, expect 370 within 10, departure freak 125.72, squawk 5723.
Delta 23, readback's correct. I'm going to be closing up here in a minute, so you can contact 125.72 when ready to taxi.
Roger.
All right, so we got that out there. So... okay.
Hyperoo, cross Hyperoo.
It is. Who told you it was me?
I recognize your voice, man. You've taught me a lot.
Oh, that's pretty friggin' wholesome. Are you, oh no, I was about to ask if you were flying with Spy today, but no, you're heading up to O'Hare. So have a safe trip, my friend.
Yep, Roger. We'll see you on the air.
I wonder who that is.
And in the air.
All right, so yeah, I think that is where we'll wrap things up. Let me do this. Yeah, then we'll just deactivate this here. And boom. And then I think I just have to disconnect. Yeah. All right, cool. So I am going to call that a very successful YouTube channel. That's a nice, wholesome way to end that, huh? I know there's a different platform out there. A lot of streamers use it. It does most of the work for you. Just link your Twitch and your YouTube channel. Hit go live. Takes care of the rest. Yeah. I definitely want to see the different things that people are using. So yeah, obviously I plan on being more active with YouTube stuff. You know, both making videos and, you know, obviously doing streams. But yeah, no, I would definitely say this is a very good first stream here on YouTube. All right, so for those of you that may be tuning in for the first time here, you know, the platform I usually stream on is Twitch. That's like where most of my streaming content is. But what we do here is a series called VATSIM 101. And how it works is I take you through a flight in VATSIM, you know, break everything down as we go through it. On the flying side of things with ATC, I'm still very much kind of like working how I'm going to do that. But most of the content that we do is on the pilot side, just kind of showing you how VATSIM works and, you know, breaking it all down for you. And what I'll do is I will show you what the stream schedule for this week is going to be. Again, this is all going to be on Twitch, and I'll throw you a link for the Twitch channel. I know it's like in like the bio for the channel and all that stuff. But let me just throw it in the chat for you guys, for those of you that are not following me on there. So that's gonna, I guess it didn't link it. Let me try the full link. Because apparently we just don't hyperlink things. Yeah, there we go. Now that works as an actual link. So that is the platform that I do, you know, all of my streaming on. Like I said, I do plan on doing multi-streaming in the future. Now that I have actually, you know, taken the jump and started doing the YouTube stream here. But this is our normal stream schedule. We stream Tuesdays through Fridays. Tuesdays and Thursdays are the VATSIM 101 streams where we go through things nice and slowly, like I was talking about before. And of course, the time is usually a lot later than what we were doing here today. So streams on those days start at 2300 Zulu, which is 7 p.m. Eastern time. And then on Fridays, we get into the Friday Night Ops, or the FNOs, which are the big chaotic events that VATSIM puts on for the community. And because of how crazy and chaotic those events tend to get, less of me going through things slowly and more of me just showing you what VATSIM looks like on these bigger events. And then on Wednesdays, we put up for a vote in the Discord what game you guys want to see me play. So it, you know, takes a step back from the flight simulation, gets into some other gaming that we want to do on the channel. So that vote is up in the Discord right now, and there is a Discord link in my YouTube bio itself that you can go to if you do wish to join it. Just keep in mind that the YouTube is an 18+ server, so you will need to be 18+ to join it. And then, of course, like I said, you know, Twitch is where I do, you know, the streaming content. That's where all the streams are going to be done this week. And then once I figure out the whole multi-streaming thing, you know, we'll obviously be doing, you know, both of those there. But that'll come, I would say, within the next, like, couple of months. And I'm just kind of, like, spreading that out a couple of months. It'll probably be a little bit sooner, but I don't want to say, like, oh, yeah, we're going to start doing it next week. And then we end up not doing it next week because of, like, technical things or whatever the case is. But there will be more YouTube streams coming in the near future, you know, very, very soon. So yeah, definitely glad that we got some, you know, some traffic here today. That was kind of like what I was nervous about because today is Easter Sunday. I wasn't really sure what kind of traffic we were going to be getting. So, you know, just the usual, it starts off kind of slow and then, you know, over time it just, you know, builds up into more people. So yeah, I was getting ready to be like, oh, who are we raiding tonight? But there's no raids with YouTube, at least not yet. Maybe that's something that they'll work on. I don't know. But you know, the whole YouTube thing is not nearly as complicated as I thought. There's just a little bit more on the technical side of it than, you know, what Twitch has. But yeah, that's where we'll wrap things up for today. We're going to see you all on Tuesday, hopefully. Over on Twitch, 2300 Zulu, 7 p.m. Eastern, flying the Boeing 737 MAX 8 from Cali in Colombia out to Aruba. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I think I figured out some of the performance issues I was having with the Citation 10 and the Phoenix. But you know, those will just come with time as I, you know, start to figure out all the the ins and outs of 2024 because there's a lot of different graphic settings in there they got to play with. But we're going to shut things down here for today. We will see you Tuesday evening, everybody. Once again, 2300 Zulu, 7 p.m. Eastern. Want to thank all of you guys for coming out today and hanging out on this beautiful Easter Sunday. But now it's time for that Easter dinner, right? So we'll see you Tuesday night, everybody. And until next time, this is Cross Hyperu signing out, and a very happy Easter to all of you. Bye.